When I'm performing live or I'm in the recording studio, sometimes to really get my creativity and the basics of a track going, I like to use evolving morphing textures. So in a live setting, this is awesome because I can have this kind of textural, tonal floor that I can then jam on top of. And in the production, it also gives me a place to kind of start figuring out where my creativity is. It's the same thing with like working with a blank canvas. Some of the times, the best thing to do is just slap a bunch of paint on it and then see what evolves from that. I put together a pack called Morphonic Texture, and it's a huge collection of instruments, effects, and things that I use to create really thick and unique textures. So let's just grab this Ashes in Air. So I'm going to have this one for free from the pack, but you can also go ahead and get the pack and you'll get another 7 instruments like it and a bunch of other stuff that I'll show you later. But let's show you what you can get for free if you just come to subaqueousmusic.com. Alright, so I have the Ashes in Air, and what it is a instrument rack. Let's open that up with these 8 different instruments. And each one are my own creation using synthesis and sound design and different things to create a unique texture in and of itself. So let's turn all these down, and I'm just going to play. This is just the random bells right now. So that's this one here. Now if I turn up any other one, I'm going to get that other instrument coming on. So now I have some random chimes. Let's go with some crackling ice. And you can see how this just in and of itself can add some interesting textures. Now the reason I went with these 8 is because if you have a controller, you can sit here and with a push or anything else, easily move in between and create evolving textures by yourself, but you can also use these effects right here. So normally I just shrink all this so you don't have to look at it. And then we have the controls there, the volume, and then here we have these different effects. So let's turn on the delay. Let's add more volume for it to play with. So this delay is a really interesting morphing delay. Let's look at it here. There we go. It's just a ping pong, and I got some auto filter to give it some unique things. Then I have a feedback. Now if I have this, I add some big reverb to it. And then I have another effect here, which is this pad, which you can just open these all up to kind of see what is creating that effect. Let's just shrink these so we can see it better. And then the last one is this weirding effect, which I can go up and down frequencies and create interesting sweeps. So you can see I can take basically any sample and create a really unique and interesting sounds from it by just messing with the volume and messing with the effects. Now if you have that mapped to a controller, you're good to go in a live setting, as well as being able to create morphing movement within your production. A case of this would be, let's say you want to have a type of sweep. You can come in here and super easy. So yeah, this one, Ashes in Air, is free off subaqueousmusic.com. But if you get the live pack, you'll not only have 8 more of these, and they're all based around a theme. So this is city oriented, and then I've got forest, so on. And then I also have some that are instrument based. Like this one is mainly for bells. And then you can bring in some volumes. I did a lot of this through physical modeling, granular synthesis. And then there's a few different effects. Pretty similar though. And I use this morphing string one a lot because I really like string sounds, but they can seem kind of fake by themselves. So usually I'll add a layer of this morphing string. And the way these knobs are set up, it's super easy for me to create interesting new changes and morph the texture of that. Then in this live pack, you also get a collection of the single instruments. So these are just the single ashes and air, whatever else. And then you also have these awesome effects and these designers. Now, these 3 designers are pretty awesome because what you do is you come in here, and there's 2 that you need sampler for and 1 you can use simpler for. But everything else is used in, you can use Ableton Standard or Ableton Suite. So what happens is you drop in a sample in here, and it doesn't necessarily matter what it is because it'll do a very similar thing, where I have these controls to it. And this one creates a cool Doppler effect, and I can change the rate in which it moves. I can change it from flying from right to left or left to right, things like that. And then I can also do, and what I use this a lot of times is I'll throw in some sample that I've used somewhere else in my production and create these cool effects with it. And it's very easy to just grab any sound with these and start playing with them. So yeah, that's a rundown of Morphonic Texture. It's a really cool collection of instruments and designs that I use in my production as well as my live set. So go ahead, grab the free one, get inspiration from it, play around with it. And if you like it, just go ahead to the pack store and grab one of them. So yeah, this is Isaac Kotek, Ableton certified trainer, and happy to show this off to you.